good morning. How are we today? This is Mandy and thank you for joining me. We are doing Junk Journal January 2024 and today is prompt 13, garden. Alright, let me get out my tag, my label. Okay. A bit tired this morning. It only got down to 23 or something overnight, so I did have the air conditioning. I have evaporative air conditioning, so all the doors and windows are open, but to help be able to sleep. But yes, a little bit brain dead. So it's going to be another hot one today. It got up to, it went past the forecast of 35 and went up to 36.6. So I started playing and realised, oh my goodness, I haven't even turned the camera on. So that's how dead I am. So I was thinking I had pulled these out for yesterday, and which we didn't use. And I was going to collar. I was just getting bits and pieces to collage. So I wanted, since it already started. Oh dear. Like I said, a little bit brain dead. That happens when it's really hot and you can't sleep properly. So I'm just going to tear around these. This is a printable from the Graphics Fairy Premium site, book lovers only journal card backs. So, but they're going to be on the front of mine. Let's rip these out. I went to my dad's RSL last night for dinner. That's the Return Services League, like a club. That's, you know, in a bar and has pokies, but serves dinner. So had to make sure we were there nice and early so that he didn't miss the ode for the fallen, because he gets a little bit angry if he misses that. So we made sure we were there at least 15 minutes before. The ode's always at 6 o'clock. So everything, all the lights and everything gets turned off, and they recite the ode for those who've, given their life for service. And it's just, it's typical RSL food. Anywhere in Australia, they always say they're all the same. And so I just had fish and chips with some salad. That was nice. And my hubby had a schnitzel. Yeah. But he and my dad drank a bit too much. My husband doesn't usually drink all that much, and we got home and I couldn't find him, and he was down the back. He'd been sick. I think they'd drunk a whole bottle of red wine between just the two of them, and then my dad had bought another 4 bottles. It's like, what were you thinking? It's just oh dear. Sorry, I should be telling you what I'm doing. I've just got some plain, it's not quite white paper, and this is just an old page. Who is it? William Penn, I don't know. And this is an old book from the 1800s. It's a German, so that beautiful, stunning black letter font. Okay, so let's have a look-see. Just going to do a little bit of collage and maybe under. We don't want to cover too much of the cute printable. And I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and just sew around there. something like that. Oh, I'm going to have to turn the air conditioning on. It's really stinky. It's just after 8 o'clock and it's already 26. So it's come up 2 degrees from what it was overnight. Oh dear. And this is a bit of curtain I've cut. This morning my hubby and I are going to a bonsai workshop, and I have got one bonsai in my garden, and but I only know what I've learnt from books. So we've got a lovely bonsai place not far, about half an hour drive from my place, and we're going to learn how to look after our little bonsai. I said to my hubby, did he want to come too, which he said he did, so we're going off together. This is actually out of a gardening book, The Firm of Nurserymen. Might leave the little nurserymen poking out there, I think. Actually, maybe that's all. Oh, I think I've got these two are a little bit too long, but that's okay. I can trim them off after. I had pulled out all these little tiny bits out of my box of goodies. Oh, that's better. And I just thought let's do like 2 or 3 pieces on. Oh, that's not going to match that. Maybe we'll swap those around, hey? Okay, I think that looks cute enough. And now, so I'm going to just sew around the book plate just to hold everything down. And they're going to be, I probably won't use all of that's too many, but they'll be my journal cards. And so then I'll put something on the back so that the sewing, because the sewing will be in the middle, interfere with the writing. So we don't want that. No interference of writing. No, no, no. Righty-hoo. Let's just, excuse me. Oh, there goes the glue. Just, look, see? I haven't even inked. And ink everything. Let's line them up like this. That one's pre-inked. I must have had that for something else. Say garden and greenhouse, beautifully coloured plates, the floral world. That look like Clivia, or maybe those daylilies. I don't know. They're cute anyway. So yes, we had a nice dinner with Dad. He's getting on now. He's it'll be 80. What year are we? 24. So he'll be 85 this year. buy him a diary. Had to go, gosh, to match his specifications, what he wanted. I went to about 5 different shops, but it's okay, I got there in the end. He said he'd tried to buy one and he couldn't find one, so yeah, go over. That's not really going to stick with that, but I'll put a bit there anyway, just to maybe over a little bit. There we go. Something like that. There we are. Okay, it's just a rough stick so that we can sew it. So I caught up with a friend of mine who I met at Dad's RSL. She had just moved into the area and had only lives down the road from the RSL. My dad actually lives on the same road as the RSL, and she came in, and because she didn't know anyone, she was seated at my dad's table, and it happened to be that we were going that night to have dinner with Dad, and we started talking, and we got on like a house on fire. It was like we'd known each other forever. And through the course of the evening, one of Dad's army friends there asked me about the band and had I done anything lately, and she goes, "Oh, you play in a band?" And I said yes, and she goes, "What do you play?" And I was saxophone. She goes, "Oh, I play clarinet." I went, "Really?" She goes, "I'm looking for a band," because she's only moved into the area. So began the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And so she came along the following Tuesday and loved it, and yeah, so that was nice. So I packed up and I said to her, "Look, if it's going to be so hot tomorrow, if you want to come around in the afternoon for a swim, just give me a text." So she goes, "Oh, I might take you up on that." She goes, "You might regret it." And I said, "No, you might regret it because you'll have to see me in swimmers." Oh dear. I'm going to bring that down just a tad because I'll trim some of that off. This is far too tall. This is not going to help that at all, I don't think. I just need it to kind of hold there just so I can sew. Yeah. So when I see my son next, I'll have to. He'll come in and I'll go, "Don't mess with me," and he'll just look at me and go, "Yeah, what?" And I'll go, "I know, bonsai." And he'll just roll his eyes and laugh. Oh dear. Because you have to be silly like that because his life is too short. Too short. Oh, should put that bit down first. Okay, it's all good. My poor son, he rang me last week and he goes, "Oh, I've lost my license." I said, "Lost your license? Really? What have you done?" And he goes, "Oh, I had another seizure," and he has epilepsy, and he can't get into the specialist until March, and the specialist said automatic license like for 12 months. And I went, 12 months? But then I thought, oh, well, by the time he goes, you'll have to have more brain scans, or what is it? EEG, yeah, that's right, because ECG is the your heart, and then they'll have to rejig his medication and go through, and that'll be a trial or whatever. So I thought, actually by the time all of that happens, it will be nearly 12 months. So poor bugger. Now he has to wait for all of that to settle down and until he can drive again. So he just cancelled all his registration on his car and his motorbike, and has to get to and from work on his push bike or his scooter. Yeah. Oh, sorry, as I just plod along, I was looking at my spread here and I went, this is not really speaking to me. So this was one of the pages I had pulled out yesterday. And I thought, hey, well, I could put that over the top there, punch down the side. I'll stick it there, but this side I can it can be just glued along the top and the bottom, and it can be a pocket. So, and then I thought, why don't I've got these, when you have so many tools and you just don't use them. So I use this one all the time, but very rarely use comes with the corner. And I thought, I can do the corner and then across there and down there. And then all of that will poke out of the book. But I probably should, because it's going to fall apart. I need to run a bead of glue just roughly here to hold it together. So I need to do it now before I glue it into the book, because otherwise I won't be able to. And there we go. Couldn't quite see so this paper is one of my digitals. I'm slowly working on them. I'm going to end up with a kit, which I'll pop in my coffee shop when I get there. Hasn't been a big priority at the moment, so right. If I go across the top, will that be hard to get things in and out? Possibly. Might be too hard to get things in and out of the pocket. Let's do it. We can always cut it off if it's a pain. Let's just go for it. If you don't experiment, you'll never know. Oh, I didn't line that up very well. Well, there we go. I'll have to, we'll fudge it. We'll come in here with I actually feel like my eyes are still shut. That's how tired I am. There we go. There we go. Only myself and you will know that was a mistake. No one else will ever know. I heard on the radio yesterday that they're going to start naming heat waves like they name storms, and well, in Australia we have cyclones, but other places in the world the same thing would be a hurricane or a tornado. or a typhoon. No, not a tornado, that's different again. Let me grab a bit of something. How difficult is that? Oh, go out. Out of the way, out of the way. How difficult is that going to be to... might be okay. Let's do it. And that way, also, when I close the book, I'm going to get a little lacy edge there, and also at the top, sorry, turn it around, at the top I'll also get some. Cute. Right, let's give it an ink before we put it in. I thought to myself, gosh, we have so many heat waves in Adelaide, that's just going to be ridiculous. But the rationale behind it is that people pay attention to storms when they have got a name. So if it's just a storm, people, oh yeah, whatever. But when they say, oh, tropical cyclone Mandy, because I am a bit of a cyclone, no, is, you know, people actually prepare and they, you know, they take care of themselves. They make sure their neighbours and family and everyone's all right and prepared and evacuate if necessary. So the rationale is that if they name the heat waves, people will take a bit more caution, or, you know, be prepared for them. Make sure they check on family and friends and stuff like that. So I guess in one way that's probably not bad, but to me it's also a bit weird. But anyway, right, so we're going to, so on this side I'm just going to glue it all down, because if I have a pocket on both sides it'll be way too bulky. And this side I'm just going to glue, actually I'll leave that, and I'll just glue down there and there. Right, so let's do all of that side. Oh gosh, have I got a bit of paper here? But my book's getting really, really bulky. I think by the end it's going to be like 3 times the size of the spine. Oh well. We'll know next time to make it even bigger with the same amount of pages. Okay. Put that down there. Squish that in. Oh, that doesn't look very straight. No, it isn't. Oh, Mandy. Come on. Right. Still not 100% straight, but I also could have, that may not be cut all that straight. And then here, I'll just go down to the bottom and down the side. And that will create our pocket. Having said that, I don't think these are actually going to fit into the pocket. That's going to, I'm going to have to trim that little bit off there, because that's going to end up getting torn. I might just get in there. Oh. That should go. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be hard to get stuff in and out there. I don't think that's actually going to work. I'll still leave it. I'm not going to try and get glue in there now. I might put the pocket on the front. So, or maybe I could just do 2 of these. Which are the cutest? Maybe maybe I could do and make it a side tuck there and a side tuck there, and then I can it's birds, butterflies here, we've got the 2 garden ones, side tuck there and a side tuck there for my journaling. I can just put a nondescript little plain journal card in there with a tab out. That could work. That could work. All right, I'm going to go and sew around those, so I'll be right back. Hey everyone, I'm back. I actually have been and gone to my bonsai class and come back again. It's absolutely putrid. So just the brain still is not engaged. Anyway, I've sewed around these for, what were they again? Book journal cards or something from the Graphics Fairy. So I've got those 2 and these 2. I ended up gluing this down because I could tell that the edges of this would just end up getting ripped, and I also ran some glue along the 2 edges. They weren't glued together there. Okay, so I was thinking garden. Oh, there's my label, and I fussy cut it out. I've grunged it up a little bit so it's not quite so white. I was thinking, I've been thinking, thunking, and I remember as a little girl when I'd come to visit Adelaide to visit my grandparents. She had a most amazing garden, and she had this little plaque in a little corner of her garden, and it said this. Now I have to put something underneath so you can read it. Okay, so the kiss of the sun for pardon, the songs of the birds for mirth. One is closer to God's heart in a garden than anywhere else on the earth. So I looked it up because, of course, it was always just a little saying on a cement little plaque in my grandma's garden. And so I haven't actually researched, but Dorothy Frances Gurney is the person who came up with that little poem saying. I've printed it out on some tracing paper. It's 70 GSM. So, and I've ripped it down. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing yet, so but I've ripped it down to about the size. So, having a bit of a thunk, I was originally I wanted to use these 2, but I don't like that background there. I've already stuck it and sewn it, so thinking we could still use this. I mean, I don't know if you've got a garden or not where you are, but in my garden I get lots of butterflies and dragonflies, as well as all the birds. I had the most gorgeous little bird's nest right in the middle of, I had a planter that looks like a bird cage, it's not a real one, and I've got that Boston fern coming out of it. And my husband discovered that right in the centre there was a bird's nest, and there were 4 eggs, and 3 of the little chicks survived. I don't know what birds they were, but I'll put some photos up. They're so cute because, of course, when they hatched, they were just, skin, big bulgy eyes that are closed, and then they got feathers, and very quickly they'd all flown away. So I have lots of birds in my garden and butterflies and all of that sort of thing. So I thought that maybe this could just go over the top like a little overlay sort of thing. And I've got lots and lots of pockets, but I do need somewhere to journal. And I need to stick something on the back if I'm going to journal on this. And then I thought, well, why don't I get out some of my many rolls of washi tape and actually lift it up and have some journaling space underneath, and then I'll still get to see all of that beautiful black letter writing and all of the, I think it's called foxing, with all of those marks on the paper. So what I'm actually not going to, this is old book page, so I've got enough if I wanted to do 2 and layer them there, and then I could washi tape this down. I've got enough for both sides. But because my book is so chunky already, I'm thinking that I won't actually stick those down yet, because it'll be easier if I write and then I can stick them down after I've written. So we'll just do the little flippy flappy bits. So if I put that there, I could put garden underneath here, and I've left all the edge of that. I really love that, how it's all ripped out like that. So now I picked this washi tape. Let's open it and see. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what they are until you take them off. Ah yes, that's definitely what I would like. And I've got these, which are, they're washi tape, but they're really washi tape stickers, because they're just all flowers. So I haven't even opened it. I can't even find the end. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're stuck to each other. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're washi tape. Oh, okay. I thought maybe, so the stickers, the washi tape, that comes off, and it's the flower after flower. So I was going to undo it and see which ones I might like. But I hope that comes off. Oh yes, it does. Daisy, it matches my dress I'm wearing today. It could have been taken off there. And agapanthus, they're not going to really go. And this one, oh, this one's just all petals and leaves. That's the same but smaller flowers. And these look like they're mostly purple pansies and violas. Viola. See, that's how tired I am. A viola, that's an instrument, of course. That's like a violin. That rose is beautiful. I think these ones are actually a bit too big for what we are doing. And I don't really want to unwrap the whole lot just to find the flower that I want. Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? There's probably not that many on there. All right, let's not do anything with those. Let's just do our little flippity flip. I'll just bring that down just a tad, just so that that it gets the paper and the tracing paper. Turn this upside down so I can kind of see if it's straight. It's probably too big, but oh, I've gone over the edge there. That's not good because I want to lift. I'll have to trim that little tad bit off. Oh no, I can just a bit out. There we go. Right. So that leaves that up like that, even though it doesn't need to. Now, problem doing it that way, we're going to cover all of that. Oh, yes, see? It's too big. Too big, okay. Let's redo the plan. Ugh. hopefully this will come off without tearing the paper. Only because that German paper is really, really old. I'm thinking maybe we should do it underneath, as under here, and then flip it that way. And we'll work out how to stick that on in a second. Okay, from here, oop, upside down so I can see. About half onto the paper. Here we go. And then that'll be probably should have got a fresh piece because it's all curly now because I took it off. Now if we go there, at about here. It's hard on this side of the book because it is so Mr. Chunky Monkey. Oh. I think hubby's just started up the lawnmower. Sorry about that. Is that crooked? No, amazing. Okay. And we'll do the same with this one. This one should be easier because off. So there, out, there. There we go. Actually, I might. Oh, I know. I'll get my faux. Oh. Maybe use some of my faux washi tape. No, that might be a bit too stiff. I could get the faux, where did I put it? My stippy tape. My daughter, both of my children used to call, when they were little, the sticky tape, they'd say stippy. I don't know why. It wasn't like they couldn't say stick or anything, but they used to just call it stippy tape. And that looks a bit crooked, doesn't it? It does. That's okay. Very gently come up and pivot you up just a tad. There we go. That's better. Isn't it funny how children, when they say words, it's like they used to also say instead of saying umbrella or brolly, because my mother-in-law, she used to call it a brolly and I called it an umbrella. So they just mashed the two together and called it an umbrolly. Ah dear. I tell them these things now that they're adults. If I just and where's my bit of here? That could help stick that on, couldn't it? There we go. Yeah, so now they're adults. You have to remind them of these things because that makes them really embarrassed. Because that's the job of a parent. For all you went through, you get to tell stories of what they used to do when they were little. But umbrolly, so funny. There we go. It's kind of cute. And then where's our little garden? Do we want it on top or underneath? But underneath, I'll bring it right down there, I think. I'm just wondering whether that needs to, whether I leave it floating, I think it'll be okay. Put this right down at the bottom. And now, something I just noticed I didn't do after I sewed was come in and get in any of those right here. I didn't get any of these pieces and stick them down. Oops. And maybe under there, yep. Just a little bit. Okay. So, one hot day with no brain. We've come up with something at least, and I'm going to have the book page first, because both of my book pages have still got the writing on the back. I've just managed to get bits that are there. I guess I can temporarily, if I just use a little tiny piece of this. I can't use this because that will just tear the paper, but I can put a little tiny bit just to hold it there while I'm, and which I can take off. Oops, stuck to my finger. And on this one, just so you get the idea. And tonight when I write in it, I can just take this out, write on it, and I can also, if I need to, I can use these extra pieces of paper. Oops, see, that one will rip. It does depend on your paper whether or not washi tape rips or not. And then I've got those ones as well. There we go. Okay, because I'm hot and bothered and my brain's, I've actually got a headache, and I've drunk lots and lots of water, but I think it's just because it's so hot and perspiring so much. You sort of, even though you think you've drunk enough water, are still dehydrated. So, well, if you're also in Australia or New Zealand, I hope you're staying cool, and the rest of the world, stay warm and safe. Everyone stay safe. Oh, sorry, just put a little bit of ink around that because I can. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll say that's off. So for my stash, I've got 2 more cute journal cards. I might, I'll put them onto something a bit substantial, and I'll put them in my stash so that I've got them ready to go for journal cards in another journal down the track. And let's see, well, that's pretty cute. That sticks out of the, can we see? Sticks out of the side of the journal, and also it sticks out of the top along. Nice, cute. All right, thank you for joining me today. Sorry, I've been a little bit all over the place, but that's what happens when your brain's fried. You stay well, and hope you join me tomorrow for what's today? The day 14. What is day 14? Pattern. Okay, we'll have a think about that, and I will see you then. Toodles.